All right. Thank you, Sophie, for joining me on
No worries.
this first interview. Kind of feeling like short events are fun ones. Like, this is more interview with more questions, even more. I'm gonna try to introduce you to the people who will be watching this. For those who don't know you, so you're Sophie Schultz, Australian-based artist, currently in Melbourne, on the move though. So I think I reached out to you probably in November 2021. Finished the last designs, I think, in April or May. We've been working together for a good 6 months, which was blessed. And so I think it's nice to have you presented to the outer world.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I've always drawn, have always done that, like, before I even started studying and finished school, really enjoyed that. And then when I finished, I took a year off between high school and university and, started working on art and design then and really enjoyed it, and travelled at the end of that year and enjoyed photography. And then went into a design degree and like specialised in graphic design, and that was where I started to play a bit more with other stuff like video and more of the photography and type and all of that. But I feel like all along it's always been drawing, sort of been at the core of everything. It happened really organically. Like, I started doing just prints and artwork that I liked and started selling that because I was just like, whatever, like let's go. And that would all be stuff that like I enjoyed drawing or chose to draw. And then through one of the platforms that I was selling through, like, people could comment on there, and I also have my Instagram handle linked to it. So it was more people being like, oh, do you do that? Would you do a commission like in this style or whatever? And then I was like, oh my gosh, like, people want this.
What?
I don't know, because all of the stuff that became really popular was the continuous line drawings and things like that, and a lot of the portraiture that I was doing. And I feel like that's still like very much my style. I guess my style will always probably be really like chaotic, not like clean and messy and like that. I can see that part of it staying. And I think as well, when I was like thinking about what my style is, I think whatever it is, like sometimes I do cartoonesque stuff, sometimes I do like realist, true to life portraiture, but whatever I do or how I do it, or even in photography, it's just like I always have that interest in people and emotion, and wanting to capture that. So I can see like the like style and the expression of it changing, but like I guess the interest in the subject and, you know, who and what I choose to draw stays quite like consistent, depending on like what I'm covering. I have at times, but what I've actually learned though is I feel like when you take on projects, you can sense whether it will be that way. I've definitely said no to more things as I've gotten older and like had the privilege and option to turn away work, just because like you'll have like an initial meeting and it will sound like a nightmare and they'll be really controlling and you're just like, oh my gosh, it isn't even enjoyable. Then like you just know the drafts and the final and like all that feedback's just going to be such a nightmare to implement. So I definitely have done that in the like later years. So it's a good sign that I took you on. Yeah, there's like a few inspirations that I've had like over the years. I love a lot of like female creators, like female film directors like Sophie Coppola. I just remember like when I was younger, she was an idol to me. Like I was obsessed with every film that she made, and I just liked her style, that it was, she kind of just did whatever she wanted. Picking up on the aesthetics and I guess the attitude of that, I was like, whatever I do, like not that I'm going to become a filmmaker, but I want to adopt that same attitude.
I'm going to get it.
So I think inspiration for me is less aesthetic and more just like the attitude of the people that create and being like, I like that and I like how you do it and like how you just don't care or whatever. Yeah, I think I would be totally depressed if I didn't have music. Like, I listen to music as much as I can. That's another thing that you just forget too, is like art's just not like whatever's like stuck on gallery walls. It's what you hear, what you consume in popular culture and TV and film and all of that. I love that with music. Like every single day, playlists for me are like capturing the moods. I think that's similar with my art, like just catching little things or people, what mannerisms people things say, saying the unsaid, like, oh, that'll be a good idea later. I feel like that with playlists. Like I love creating just like collections of songs that I'm like, I'm in this mood. I like sort of curating these things and putting them together. I love it, sharing it, connecting with people. I think that's another thing. Like, you know, we've shared heaps of music, and it just very much like makes you feel like you understand someone. You know, you can see what people wear and you're like, oh yeah, like I kind of get what you're about. But then when you share music with people, you're like, I get what you're about. Yeah, you know what I mean?
For the love of house, for the love of beats, for the love of dance.
Yeah, definitely have like a bond and connection to Paris. I'm like, what even is modern French culture? But like I stayed with a family there, beautiful. Like they feel like my family, and I spent so much time with them that got to know like my friends' friends, and it just was a place that like away from home that I go but feel like still felt connected in the city. Really great memories like being there over summers, and because I'm so like we're like sisters, the friend that lives there, but also like I've had really shit times when I've been staying over, and just sort of being with those people and bonding with those people through those times. Yeah, they're just like really strong memories even when it wasn't great. Yeah, there's probably two. Like the ideal setup, I mean, like the most productive setup is probably me just like being left alone to do my own thing, playing music, doing whatever I want with my sketchbooks and whatnot. But then the other sort of setup is like when I'm out and about and on public transport, doing whatever, walking around, especially when I'm traveling, either have phone, camera, notebook, and just like writing down and remembering things that like if they give inspiration to sort of follow those up lately. Camera, I honestly am like a stalker, just like taking pictures of people and things that I find interesting. And then I film, like I love to film a lot and make videos, especially when I'm out traveling and stuff, just really nice, like really mundane moments that it, like you look back on them and I'm like, oh, so beautiful. Yeah, I think with creative block, I mean, it can still happen. I don't know. I think it's actually just a distraction thing. Like, I think when I'm like feeling reflective, not that there's like a hole in my life, but like there's a hole in like the content that I want to think about. That's when I'm like, I've got to get out there and go and like scout for things, or just at least put myself in a situation to be open to that. Because otherwise a creative block I think can happen off the back of really busy periods where I've just like not had time to just settle and like enjoy being around friends, enjoy being around family, and have that like receptiveness come back instead of being like go, go, go. Oh, I honestly don't have a favorite. Like people love the like romantic portraits and things like that, and I can see why, but I love the really like satirical, dark humor, sarcasm, and little cartoons and things that I've drawn literally when I'm just like having the worst time of my life. I love those ones. Yeah, I didn't feel like it was a commission because the direction that we were working off of was like, you very much like do what you want and then we'll work out. So I didn't feel like that was commissioning at all. It felt more like you were sort of guiding me with, because I was open. I was like, I can go as like hard as you want in terms of what vision you had in mind. I guess talking through it, and you would sort of give your perceptions of what you thought my work was about that I like wouldn't even really pick up myself. And seeing, I guess, and having that dialogue and conversation with someone you're working with, it's just really useful. But that also helped guide what other, because you know there were multiple rounds of illustrations, like what I would sort of hold on to and what I'd let go, and how that would sort of follow as the work developed.
What would
you... Friends and people, friends, 100%. Like, and family, but friends for sure. Family's like second to that, but friends, honestly, like, yeah, can't do without them.
Well, that makes sense because I feel like during the collab, very theme that we were tackling was really connections between people, and hopefully people will see that and understand better thanks to these insights in the artist's mind. Well, I think I have all the answers that I was seeking, so that's really good. And
Yay!
And yeah, thanks for joining me on that.
No worries. And then I'll stop recording now, and I'm just gonna grab my laptop charger.